Living during a global pandemic is weird, to say the least. It's weird. And I wanted to document this time, so I reached out to 9 different women of all 9 Enneagram types and asked them to vlog their morning routines right now. I loved creating this video so much that I want to make more of them. And the way I found these women was through my Instagram at Enneagram with Abbey. So if you're interested in contributing to a future video, make sure you're following me there. If you don't know who I am, hello, I'm Abbey Howe, and I'm here to help you discover you. For more videos about the Enneagram and personality types, make sure you're subscribed to this channel for new videos every week. And now let's look at the morning routine of an Enneagram 9.
Hey there, my name's Autumn and I'm an Enneagram 9. I am also an actor and my side job is waitressing. Here's the basic rundown of what my morning routine looks like during quarantine. I wake up every morning at 8 o'clock sharp when my alarm goes off and/or my cat tickles my face with his whiskers. I get up, I shuffle my way out to the kitchen and feed him. Oh boy. There you go. And then I blissfully go back to bed until about 1 o'clock p.m., which is when I sort of get myself to wake up slightly. I end up sitting in bed for another 10 to 20 minutes, just scrolling on my phone, wasting time. And then when I've had enough of that and realize I'm pretty hungry, I'll go take out my retainers, might use the bathroom, and then I'll go have my daily dose of cereal. Same cereal every day with almond milk. And I'll probably do some more scrolling on my phone at that point too. And after that, I will go and brush my teeth. And I will also go and water my plants, which when I'm not in quarantine, I forget to do. As an Enneagram 9, in some ways I've been handling the quarantine really well. I've been trying to care for my husband and my cat, and I have been pretty generally accepting of the situation and understanding of what other people are going through and trying to be a listening ear for them. On the other hand, I think my morning routine is a good example of some unhealthy traits that are being exhibited at the moment. Those would include being really lazy, wanting to sleep all the time, procrastinating like I did when I was getting this footage to Abbey, and one of the biggest ones I find is self-forgetting. And doing this exercise actually helped me realize that that was going on. When I looked at my morning routine, I realized that I was not just being very lazy, but I was trying to tell myself that it was okay to be lazy because that was me taking care of myself. But then I looked at the footage and I saw that I was taking care of the plants and taking care of the cat. And what I was doing myself was just oversleeping and scrolling on my phone, neither of which are satisfying to me or make me feel good about my time and myself. And so I think that this has made me realize I would probably be happier every day if I was a little bit more intentional with my routine. That's it. Thanks for having me.
Hi, my name is Emily and I am an Enneagram 8. I'm going to show you my morning routine. So I just woke up and I'm going to have my coffee, or I am having my coffee. I'm going to clean up my house, do my workout, and come home, have breakfast, and yeah, get my day started. I guess that the way that being an Enneagram 8 affects my morning routine mostly is that I'm very much get up and go. I'm not huge on like lounging around all day, staying in my pajamas. I just want to get my day going. And that makes me feel happy and recharged and relaxed. Okay, I just got back from my walk 5.5 miles. My workout's done today, and on to the next.
Okay, I just got out of the shower. I'm gonna put some oil in my diffusers, get my house just smelling good and ready for the day. And then I'm gonna get myself ready. All right, so there you go. That's my morning routine. Now I'm going to eat a little breakfast, play with my kids. My daughter finished her math already this morning, which is a win in my book. We're crisis homeschooling. I'm gonna fold some laundry and get about my day. So thanks for letting me share, and yeah, that's the morning of an Enneagram 8.
Hey guys, my name's Treasure. I'm an Enneagram 7, and usually I live in Aurora, Illinois, but for the past few weeks we have been quarantining down south with my parents. They have a private house with a private pool. So we have been down here soaking up the rays, which has been very nice, and obviously still staying safe and taking things seriously, but just being out in the sun has been so great for our mental health and just so lovely. So I'm gonna be super transparent with you guys. I do not really have a morning routine. I kind of find routines like a little restrictive, and I don't like knowing that I have to do something when I get up in the morning. So I guess my morning routine is like not having a morning routine, but here's kind of what I like to do. Also, by the way, I showered, so my hair is not greasy, I promise. It's wet. But I usually will roll out of bed like 5 minutes before my Zoom calls. I am the executive assistant at a digital marketing company. And we do a lot of fun stuff like marketing, advertising, websites, design, publishing. Like we're kind of like, it's a wide variety of stuff that we do, which is super fun for me because I like having a lot of variety, and I get kind of bored like doing the same thing every day. And this job is like perfect for me. Hop out of bed like 5 minutes before my Zoom calls. Look very disheveled on my Zoom calls, but that's okay. Then I usually knock out about like an hour and a half of work. So I would say like around like 10:30 is when I actually have like a routine. And it's typically like I make my iced coffee. I don't even know, like since it varies every day, it's like iced coffee. I try to read my Bible. I will like catch up on some news. And yeah, I feel like during quarantine it's been hard having any sort of like routine or structure. And since I don't really like that anyways, I think I've done a bit of a disservice to myself. Like I think something I want to grow in during this pandemic is like maybe not saying, oh, I have to do 5 things when I get up in the morning, but at least being like, okay, by 10 o'clock, I would like to have, got some work done, showered, like just trying to be a little more productive than I have been. Because I do feel a lot better when I'm productive, but I don't like productivity to be forced. So it's kind of like a vicious cycle. But I will say, I do like what I like about quarantining right now is kind of the freedom to like just do what I want and not really have to be somewhere at a certain time. So that's been nice. So yeah, that's kind of my lack thereof morning routine. But thanks for tuning in.
Hi everyone, my name is Katie. I'm an Enneagram 6 and I live in Marietta, Georgia, and I work as a nanny. And this is a little bit about my morning routine. So when I wake up, I always make my bed and then I follow my skincare routine that I have. And then I usually go downstairs and get some coffee because that's super important. And after that, I like to kind of do a little bit of journaling, praying for the day, and get my schedule for whatever I have to do in that day. And I think being a 6 makes having a routine super important because as a 6, I like to know things, I like to have a plan, I like to know what's going to happen, and being able to have that plan and have a routine kind of gives me structure to my day, which really makes me feel more comfortable and secure about what's going to happen in my day. So, thanks for listening.
my name is Vanya Jackson. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I am an Enneagram Type 5, and I am a housewife. I'm about to walk you through my morning routine, and we'll see how it goes. That was my morning. Life has not changed a lot due to COVID-19. I pretty much do the same things, go to the same places, and it's just my routine. A few things have been different with my son, but that quarantine hasn't affected my staying home or what I do each day. So, can't say anything else about that.
My name is Olivia. I'm an Enneagram 4. I stay at home with my daughter Adelaide and work part-time at my church as the worship arts assistant. Here is a little peek into our morning routine. So once I get Adelaide ready for the day, it's my turn, and I often skip this step unless I'm going somewhere for the day, and today I have work later on, so getting ready for me looks like Adelaide in a Johnny Depp look, and me getting ready as quick as I can. So now it's time for breakfast. We eat oatmeal every morning that my husband makes for us and leaves on the stove. I don't like oatmeal. I've never liked oatmeal, but it's pretty good if you put a lot of berries in it, and the consistency actually is super helpful to me. Breakfast always feels like too much of a chore if I have to figure out what we're gonna eat and make it. So the consistency of just having the oatmeal ready for us is super nice. Once Adelaide is all fed in the morning, we hang out in her room and play for a while I listen to a podcast called You Got Mama, the Daily Liturgy podcast. This is a podcast that I've found really helps me in my morning because it's like 15 minutes of meditative prayer and scripture, and that's been really helpful for me to focus my days. All right, let's play. So it's like 10 in the morning at this point. I just put Adelaide down for her morning nap. Still haven't totally changed out of my pajamas. I probably won't do that until I am leaving for work, because you never know what kind of mess is going to happen with a baby. I just made myself a cup of coffee and I'm going to read my Bible and pray. I like to wait for all those things until Adelaide is down for her first nap. That way I can really focus and just concentrate on the time. I've also realized that I like to kind of set the atmosphere during this time, which seems silly because it's just a mundane everyday moment, but it makes all the difference for me if I just choose one of my favorite mugs, I read from my pretty Bible, and sit in one of my favorite spots in the house. It just makes that time all the sweeter for me.
Good morning, I'm Abbey Howe. This is my YouTube channel, and I am an Enneagram 3. This is what my typical morning looks like. I just woke up. I, to be quite honest, watched some YouTube videos. I like to watch other people awake and doing things to inspire myself to be awake and doing things. I make my bed every single day because I work in my room. My office is in my room, so if I don't make it, I feel like I'm living in a bundle of blankets. So I like to start each day off with a pretty made bed. It makes me happy. So I have my coffee and I changed into some stretchy exercise clothes, and I'm gonna do just some morning yoga, nothing crazy, just something to kind of connect with my body. And I've been so anxious this whole quarantine thing. Like, I'm having trouble sleeping, I'm having trouble breathing, like my anxiety level is like really high, as I'm sure a lot of your anxiety levels are as well. So just recently, I decided that I needed to start building this in regularly into my daily routine of I just need to stretch, I need to get on my mat, and I need to do some yoga. And I'm hoping to also do some more cardio, like yoga flow later today. But right now I'm not putting any pressure on myself to do anything other than what I feel like and what my body feels like this morning. So that is what I'm going to be doing. So now I'm going to do the most important part of my morning routine, and that is centering my mind. On days that I don't do this, I feel it. So this is something that really helps me because my mind races all day long, and the minute I wake up, I'm thinking about my to-do list. I'm thinking about how can I be the most productive? Wow, like crazy Abby. And I don't know if any other threes relate to that. Like the minute you wake up, you're just like go, 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 like in your brain. So this is something I do to center my soul. And I do prayer, devotional, reading, whatever I feel like that day. Today I'm going to be reading Jesus Calling. My fiance John got it for me. And it's a 365-day devotional. It's short. It packs a punch. I just really love reading each day. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So it is May, and I haven't done any of my monthly goals. It's May 4th, but I haven't done anything for May, really. So I am going to basically go in here, do my monthly goals. I usually put YouTube analytics and stats here so I can keep track, important dates, like anything, like an overview that I need to know for May. I'll go through and put all my main monthly dates in the big calendar, and then I'll plan my week. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, so now I've changed into my day clothes and I am gonna get to work. So that is a look into the morning of this three-wing 4, if you're interested. And let's take a look at the next number, shall we?
Good morning. My name is Erin. I am an Enneagram Type 2, and I live in Oakland, California, with this little guy right here who's snoozing. And I work in human resources. Today, we're going to show you just a couple quick things that I do to get my day started. Let's go. One of the first things that I always do every morning, it's something my mom taught me to do, is make my bed. So 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So there's a made bed with a snooze and pep. I think making my bed is one of those things as an Enneagram 2. So many times we are categorized as taking care of other people and making sure that we're helping others. This is one of the ways that I make a decision to help myself, to get started, to get out of bed, to take care of my mind and say, hey, we're getting a task done and we're ready to move. All right, are you ready for what's next? Milo, come on. So we're gonna take the dog out. That's usually the next thing I do for the day. And having a dog is a really interesting part of being an Enneagram 2. I think predominantly because I don't have children and I am not married. Having a dog means having someone else to take care of, which is a significant part of my routine. Hey, come on, crazy. So I usually take him out into the backyard. I'm super lucky to live in a great space in Oakland where there's a lot of natural light. The weather's usually good, pretty good year round. And while the dog is kind of in the yard, I like to give him space and time to do what he's doing. And then I usually take this time to look over my calendar for the day. I'm a big proponent of my job is making sure, especially now with the current climate we're in, is making sure that I'm available, that I'm ready, that I am prepared for what's happening in the day. I oversee a team of people, which I think is a significant part about being a 2 as well, is being an advocate for those. And because I work in HR, that's a big piece of it as well. So I usually, while the dog is running around outside and I let him do his thing, as a number 2, I like to look over my schedule and say, who do I need to make sure I'm accountable to today? What do I need to be ready for? How do I need to prepare to make sure that I am available in the way people need me? today. So now that I've looked over my schedule, I have a much better idea of what's expected of me for the day. And so a big part of my job and part of who I am as a 2 is I do a lot of interpersonal work. I have a lot of FaceTime with folks, a lot of opportunities where I need to be empathetic, I need to be understanding, sometimes I need to be a disciplinarian, sometimes I need to be kind of tactful. All that to say, it's a lot of time with other people. And even in this climate, I spend a lot of time in a Zoom conference, so online on a video screen. So with that said, I do feel I feel an obligation as a 2 to make sure that even in a time when we're all kind of relaxed, that I, whether I'm in the office or I'm behind my computer screen, that I am really presentable, that I represent and I speak for our team, I speak for our company. And so making sure that I don't look like a total scrub is kind of an important piece of the puzzle. So I'm gonna do a quick little change here and then I'll show you what it looks like. There we go. So did something quick and simple, something that is easy. I mean, quick tip, if you have to be in front of people, earrings are always a nice cheat sheet for making it look like you really put some thought into what you were doing. But just have my hair in a low bun today, put on some earrings, a little bit of tinted lip balm, just a look that says I'm alive, I'm awake, predominantly because I want to make sure I represent myself and the people that work alongside of me really well today. Well, thank you so much for joining me on my kind of Enneagram 2 morning journey, and of course Milo as well. We hope you have a great day. We hope that you're hanging in there in a tough time, and ultimately remember, if you're a number 2, it's always important that as much as you take care of other people, that you remember to take care of you. Have a good one. Bye.
Hi guys, my name is Adrian. I'm a hairstylist. I live and work in the city of Pasadena, and I am an Enneagram 1. And today I'm going to show you how the 1s get ready. This is my morning routine. One of the things I like to do in the morning is open up all of my windows. That's literally, I open every single window up in my house to get as much sunshine in as possible. And then I go ahead and tackle this bed and I tidy it up. As you can see right now, it looks like a wreck. So this is pretty much my bed after I make it. Here's my daughter. She came in as I was filming this and decided to photobomb and not allow me to do it as perfectly neat as I would like to. This is definitely a big part of my day. Lots and lots and lots of coffee. Thanks for getting ready with me. This is what I do.
And that's the morning routines of all 9 types during quarantine. Again, if you want to be a contributor to a future project like this, make sure you're following my Instagram at Enneagram with Abby, because that's where I will find everyone for these videos. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a lovely, lovely day. Bye.